Che cosa vuol dire? In Italian, that means, what do you want to say? Dusty, who do you got?
Okay, what do they want to say? Tony from Georgia.
What's your question, Tony?
Hey, guys. Thank you for allowing me to call in. My question to you, Chris, is do you feel like, and me as an independent voter, I really felt like ABC was not being completely fair to Trump. They kind of like, contradicted a few things he was saying, but they never did that to Kamala.
He lies too much. He lies too much. If you're working the refs, you're losing. And I don't believe in moderators. You can have fact-checking on the side, put it up on the screen, like pop-up video or something like that. The time has passed for the need for a moderator, okay? It's over. Let two people stand up there and have a conversation and judge them the way you would anybody else in any other context. You don't need a moderator for people to act like adults. And if they can't act like adults, you'll see it. And if it descends into a shouting fest, you'll know it. And I think that there should be a mandate that we have more of them. I don't give a damn about the moderators, okay? Trump's problem is not the moderators. It's what comes out of his mouth. And he missed opportunities last night to connect to the real problems in a real place that is a metaphor for what's happening in this country. And he chose instead to play on a stupid meme about people eating pets. He chose to go low. That's on him, not the moderators. Next.
Fran from Boynton Beach, Florida.
What's your question?
I'm going to pick up on what you just said about Springfield. We are now in a country of forgotten people.
Yes.
What about East Palestine? Have you been back this year?
East Palestine.
Palestine, right. Has anybody looked into them?
Rich McHugh, who's in Springfield, Ohio right now, or he was today. No, he's there right now. He has been checking on East Palestine. We have been checking in. One of the people that we interviewed there recently passed away, succumbed to the illness and the emotional toll of what she was dealing with. And it is horrible. And you are correct. This is a politics that has become about two parties and which is worse. And the people are being left out except to be played as pawns in a poison game of which is worse. And you are right. But what's the answer? The answer has to be that you demand better. And that when something pisses you off, like something as egregious as what we saw last night, you say that. Instead of just picking a side, instead of just picking which one's worse, demand what would be better. Tell me what you think about Springfield, Ohio. Tell me about East Palestine. That's what you should be doing. That's all we can do. Next.
Next, we're going to go to Joseph from Arlington, Virginia.
Joe, what's your question?
Hey, what does Harris have to do after last night to ensure victory?
A lot. Listen, it's a relative assessment. Bill O'Reilly and I were getting into this last night. He's like, she didn't answer this, she didn't answer that, she didn't say that. It's a relative assessment. It's about her versus him. You know, it's not about her as a perfect curve. It's about her as a relative curve to him. So what does she have to do? A lot. Show you get what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, not just that you can watch Trump be a fool and talk about people eating pets. What are you going to do for those people there? Immigration sucks on your watch. We were not a bill away from fixing it. The bill they had would have made it better. It was bad and political malpractice for Trump to say, I want to run on the problem, don't try to fix it. But you waited way too damn long. And those executive actions that Biden did should have been done sooner. You say it. She's got to be pushed to do those things. This is going to be a very close race. Undecided independents in about 30 counties in this country will probably make the difference unless women decide to vote en masse about having had a right taken away from them. Now, we're not seeing that in the polls, but sometimes the polls don't show you the full picture. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.